If you've been scrolling through endless lists of red light therapy devices, juggling the hype of millions of LEDs against the fear of buying a gimmick that just sits in a corner, you're not alone. I've been there, staring at spec sheets while wondering whether a bigger mat really translates into a better session, or if I'm just paying for extra surface area. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'm going to break down the Lunamyst red light therapy mat, walk through the everyday scenarios where it actually helps, point out the hidden trade-offs, and tell you exactly who will get their money's worth and who should keep looking. First off, the biggest thing that trips people up with any full-body light mat is figuring out how it fits into a real-life routine. The Lunamyst mat measures 87.4 inches by 33 inches, roughly the size of a queen-size mattress laid flat, and it's made of a medical-grade TPU surface that you can lie on comfortably. That size means you can treat your whole body without having to shift positions, which is a genuine convenience if you're using it for post-workout recovery or chronic joint pain. For a typical user, that translates to a single 15-minute session after a workout, rather than juggling multiple smaller devices or a handheld panel. The convenience factor is real, because you simply roll it out on the floor or on a sturdy chair, turn it on, and let the light do its thing while you stretch, read, or even watch a show. Now, the 2874 professional LED array sounds impressive on paper, but what matters is the actual wavelength distribution and how evenly the light reaches your skin. Lunamyst advertises a dual wavelength setup of 660 nanometers, red, and 850 nanometers, near-infrared. Those are the two wavelengths most often cited in peer-reviewed studies for promoting collagen synthesis, reducing inflammation, and improving circulation. In practice, the mat's dense LED grid means there's less distance between any point on your body and a light source, which reduces the chance of dark spots where the light is weaker. If you're the type of person who's tried a handheld red light pen and found the coverage spotty, the full-body mat feels noticeably more consistent. Who should buy this? The sweet spot is anyone who already knows they want red light therapy and is looking for a low-maintenance, set-it-and-forget-it solution. Athletes, especially runners or cyclists who experience sore calves, knees, and lower back, can benefit from a daily 15-minute session without adding extra equipment to their gym bag. People with chronic skin concerns like acne or mild rosacea often appreciate the steady exposure that a large mat provides, because they can target the face, neck, and shoulders all at once. The fact that the mat is built on a flexible TPU surface also means it can be used on a couch or a yoga mat, making it friendly for people who don't have a spare room to dedicate to a therapy device. On the flip side, if you're just dabbling in red light therapy or you only need spot treatment for a specific area, this product might be overkill. The size means you'll need a decent amount of floor space, and the power draw is larger than a handheld device, so it's not the most portable option. If you're looking for a cheap starter and you're okay with a few minutes a day on a smaller panel, you'll likely find better value elsewhere. Similarly, anyone who's highly sensitive to light weather due to migraines or a history of photosensitivity should tread carefully, because the sheer number of LEDs can make the brightness feel more intense than a smaller unit. Talking about practical strengths, the first thing I noticed during testing was the ease of temperature control. The mat stays comfortably warm, but never overheats, even after a full 30-minute run. That's thanks to the built-in heat dissipation design that spreads the LED load across the extensive surface. In a typical home environment, you can leave it running while you watch a movie, and the mat won't become a heat source that forces you to keep adjusting blankets. Another win is the adjustable therapy modes. The control panel lets you pick between a pure red mode, a near-infrared dominant mode, or a balanced combo. That flexibility is useful if you're experimenting with different protocols, say, using near-infrared for deeper muscle recovery and switching to red for skin rejuvenation. The fact that the controls are tactile and not a touchscreen means you can adjust settings without fumbling, even if your hands are sweaty after a workout. On the downside, the biggest practical weakness is the power cord length. The supplied cord is just long enough to reach a nearby outlet, which means you have to position the mat close to a wall plug. In a typical living room layout, that can be limiting if you want to spread the mat across the floor and still have space to move around. You can buy an extension cord, but that adds an extra component to manage. Another subtle issue is the initial noise level. When the LEDs first power up, there's